All right, welcome back to the Victory Formation podcast. Now I got an offensive lineman. Staying in the theme of things, we had several offensive linemen. Being that so many teams are looking for offensive linemen right now, I thought it would be a great time to bring on a few different ones and get their names out there. Give some of these teams, whether it's NFL or CFL or whatever pro teams, an opportunity to take a look at some of these great offensive linemen. And I have an offensive lineman now. He's currently playing for the Spring League. Formerly, he played with the National Arena League, as well as played internationally for Brazil Pro Football. Shaq Wallen, welcome to the show, man. How you doing tonight?
What's up, man?
How you
Appreciate
doing, man?
you, man. I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful.
Awesome, man.
Better.
So you grew up in Belize?
I grew up in Belize. I moved to America at age 14 with my mom. Uh, you know, and man, that was a transition. That's just a transition. I didn't even know what football really was.
Yeah.
Uh, I thought it was hockey. I'll be honest. I thought football was hockey at first. So, but yeah.
And what age did you move over there?
Uh, so I, I started around 16, 17 to play football.
Yeah.
You know, but before that, it was just all basketball. That was my first true love. But
And
yeah, I mean, it's pretty much what I started with.
that's when you moved over there?
Yeah, that's when I moved to. Originally, we moved to Florida from Belize.
And you
Uh,
were
uh,
playing offensive line?
yeah, so originally I was playing tight end. My sophomore year of high school, I was playing tight end, and I bulked up one summer, from 250 to 285, and they just put me on the offensive line, and it's been that ever since. So
And what positions did you play along the line?
I played pretty much all five, but mainly tackles, just mainly tackles.
And you got picked up out of there. You went to what was it, MNU, which is Mid Nazarene, right? It's NAIA school.
Yeah, so I went to junior college first in
Okay.
California. Went the JUCO route, the scenic route. Um, After that, I went to Campbellsville University. Uh, I transferred out after a semester, then went to MNU, Mid American Nazarene University in Kansas. And I finished out there.
And was there any other colleges interested in you, or was that the only one?
There were a few, but I took a visit there. Leaving California, I took a visit there, and man, I thought this was a place to be. The coaches, were on point. The student body system was on point, and I loved everything about it. Kansas City is not what people think it is. Normally, it's not. Just cornfields. It's not that. It's a big city. You'll enjoy yourself. And there's a lot to do around there, man. It's a good environment to be around. So that's what I chose.
Yeah, and they love their football out there. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah,
big.
some
Man,
good barbecue too.
it's almost like Texas. Yeah. you know.
Yeah, I mean they've had some good offensive lines. If you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, just some excellent offensive lines over there. And so, I mean, were you able to have a pro day coming out of the college?
So yeah, and then I eventually I kind of had like just a workout in front of some scouts, kind of separately, after college, 2017 in Florida, and I just worked out in front of some teams, and give them all. Nothing really came out of it, but you know, pretty
And
much
how did and so what year did you finish?
2017. 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
And then you went over to the National Arena League, right? Which teams did you go to?
So initially, I played with the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks,
Oh,
uh, and then that was my whole rookie year in the NAL, and then after that, I was with the I went for a brief moment with the Baltimore Brigade in the AFL, and then after that, I was with the Jacksonville Sharks, and then the Orlando Predators, and the Columbus Lions after that in the
Oh, good.
NAL.
So then you wound up going over to Brazil. How did you find out about that, or how did they find you?
Oh man, you know what? This actually happened. I skipped a step. Actually, this happened right between uh, this right after my rookie year in the NAL, right after Lehigh Valley in Pennsylvania. I ended up, the season was finished. I thought everything was done. I'm, going into my off season, and you know, I got a message, from one of my buddies. He's from Miami. He plays wide receiver, and he's going over to Brazil to play. He signed. He's saying they need an offensive lineman, a left tackle. What are you doing? I said, man, I just got done from a long season. I don't know if there's any left in the tank right now. It was a long, 4 or 5 months. You know, and he was like, man, it's a good environment. Think about it. You don't want to pass it up. Initially, I kind of turned it down. I said, you know what, it's really far. It's a lot going on, but I thought about it and I said, hey, let's go. I'm on board. So, you know,
Yeah, I mean, it is rare. I know I was listening to the other podcast interview, and they were talking about how it's rare for an offensive lineman to be, to go overseas. It's usually like the playmakers, the running backs, or the wide receivers, or quarterbacks. Everybody wants quarterbacks all the time. But um, how is the football scene over there? Are they big into American football?
oh, they're big, man. American football is worldwide. It's going worldwide right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now more than ever. But in Brazil, man, there's a they play. They play really hard. They play really fast. They're very, it's almost kind of like how they play soccer. They're very into it. They're very emotionally, driven. You know, and the game's just growing, man. But even getting there and understanding the language of offensive lineman next to me. He's speaking Portuguese. I speak English. You got to learn him. He's got to learn you. The coach speaks barely any English.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plays in English. There's all types of dynamics to it. But you know what? It was fun. I enjoyed learning a new language.
Yeah.
Eating different foods, different cultures, different people.
Yeah.
Man,
It's gotta be cool, man.
yo,
How did you speaking of the culture, how what was something that was a lot different than being in like America?
oh man, wow. So they share everything,
Yeah.
and you know I didn't even know this was how it worked over there. But in Brazil, they will pour a cup. They would pour a cup of juice, a glass of juice, and they would literally pass it around. Here we're used to everybody having their own cup, their own
Yeah.
beverage. So that was shocking to me. But it was something new, man. It was so new. It was crazy. you know.
Very, very family oriented.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, I mean that's what I hear about, all over in Europe, whether it was Germany or even up in Canada. They say it's a lot like that. It's much more like a community, and the guys get along. They hang out afterwards, and you get to know all the different families and everything.
Hey,
So it's always good to get those type of experiences to travel around anytime, especially when you're young and you're able to do so. I know you have a little daughter now, and it's not as easy to go to these places as you got to worry about things like that. So it's good to get that and be able to get that under your belt. Um, what was the game a lot like it is over here? Is it the same type of football, or is there anything different?
so they're not really technically sound. So things they don't play as they don't have the athletes that we do. You know, so they don't play as fast, and there's still things that they need to fix in terms of like the physicality and when to be physical and how to be physical. So it's just things like that that they don't they don't quite grasp yet. But it's coming. The games, it's a different game over there. It's way slower. To us. We can see from a mile away what's happening. To them, it's they're playing catch up.
And how was like the size of the guys? Were they, similar size or were they
Um,
smaller?
there's some big guys over there.
Yeah,
I
Brazil's
was
big. Yeah.
surprised. We played a team in Cuiabá. It's the capital of Brazil, actually. So Cuiabá is one of the biggest cities besides Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, all that stuff. And man, it was in the middle of the city. 2,000 fans came out. This was a playoff game. We lost it by 3 points. I'll never forget. I seen their whole offensive line was bigger than me, man. Everybody was 6 foot, 6'9", 340, 360, 380. It was crazy. You never see, and these guys are big. They're not, this.
Yeah, they're muscly over there. Yeah.
So they're the true meanings of like the Amazon people, man. I that's what I've seen.
Maybe we got to go over there and get some of them. Definitely need more old linemen around here. That's for sure. So coming out of there, how did you wind up with the spring league? Did they contact you or did you get a hold of them?
So I it was kind of funny because I had a couple teammates in arena that played in the spring league before, and they were telling me about it. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna submit my name, for the draft, for this, last year's spring league in San Antonio. So I just ended up submitting my name, and you know, I just waited around to see what was going on, and I got a text from Brian Woods, the CEO, saying I was in the draft pool, and that's when I knew, before I knew it, I was drafted to the Jousters team, last year around, I think it was early November. Yeah, it was early October actually.
So how's the season going so far?
It's good, man. We're on a 2-game winning streak right now. We lost the first one to the Generals. Uh, really good, guy quarterback Ryan Mallett. And really good offensive line. But we got him again this week. So we're definitely we're gonna take care of that this week. I promise. you know. But yeah, no, it's been going good, man.
And when's the game this week?
So it's at 8 on Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday, Fox Sports 1, right?
Saturday, Fox Sports 1. Yep.
All right, yeah, I'll try to link it up. Did you get I know the one of the other players got like the mid-season highlights or something. Were you able to get the film yet?
Yeah, so I made my own. I can send it over to you, but I just made my own mid-season, highlights. I know guys are, getting ready to get out and getting chances, and things are starting to happen right now. So it's very important to kind of have something, So I kind of have I have a mini highlight, right now, already done. So send it out to the agent and stuff.
Yeah, hook it up. I'll put it with the interview and I'll put it all together and I'll put it up on the site and try to reach anybody we possibly can. Put it out there. But has there been any teams that have talked to you?
No, not right now. But I'm pretty sure things are coming. Uh, right now, I know there's a lot of guys getting chances right now. So I feel like it's just going to trickle down. I think once you start winning in this league, you'll see, scouts probably look at, the teams that they're winning. They're like, I kind of like that guy. I like this offense. I like this. They pick, things off the winning team. So that's kind of, where we're at right now. So.
Yeah, it's not a normal year. Obviously, it's moving a little slower than I'm normally used to. Normally, I have several guys I've been talking to would have been in camp already, no doubt about it. But I mean, even the draft was a little bit crazy this year. I mean, you look at the first couple rounds, and then after that, it was pretty much, who knows? Basically, it was the strangest draft I ever seen. I mean, but at the same time, there's a ton of talent out there. There's just a pool of phenomenal guys from even, you look at FCS schools. Wasn't many guys taken from FCS schools brought into camp this year. I mean, some of their top players weren't brought in, which is rare. I don't know the exact deal with the. I don't know if they're going to have a full 90 man at many of these camps.
Yeah.
It seems like they are going to be able to get. It's going to be a lot more than last year, and then even after the camp, if there's injuries or stuff going on, they're going to be able to bring people in, not like last year where they had to bring in the people with the protocol or whatever. So that'll be good. And offensive line is something they always need, So how tall are you?
I'm 6'5", 319 now. Last year I was heavier. Last year I was about 350, man. But I lost all that weight now. I'm able to move better. I play all 5 positions. I feel them in all 5 positions, even center. So that's one of the things that I know I could, rely on any day. I could come in and play all 5. Be that swing guy. So I'm actually out here. I'm actually there's a package for me. Where I play some tight end. So.
Oh, wow.
That too, there's a jumbo tight end, package in there, So, hey, I'm all, I can play all 6, So.
Hey, that's great. I mean, that's what they look for, especially when they're trying to fill out that top of the roster. They want guys that could do everything they could possibly do. So that's going to come in your favor. Are you playing on the left side or the right side over there?
I'm playing the majority on the right side. Majority on the right side right now. But yeah.
Just having that tackle size, is important. I mean, they look at, 6'4", 6'5". I mean, sometimes they make exceptions. Certain teams, I like. If you look at like a guy like Isaiah Wynn that went up to the New England Patriots. There, I thought for sure they were going to move him into guard, but he wound up playing some tackle out there as well because he has the reach of a tackle, which is weird because he's only like 6'2".
His arms pretty long. It's
Yeah.
funny because Isaiah Wynn played in the same county that I played in high school. He went to Lakewood High School. I went to Northeast, right, across the town, across the city. And I remember meeting him. He's about 2 years younger than me, 3 years. He was a little skinnier then. But man, the kid had talent. Feet. He was always a little on the shorter side, but he had some feet and some hands, man. So I'm pretty sure that's what they liked about him. Initially.
And what's some of the what's one of the tougher defensive linemen that you faced in the spring league?
Tougher defensive lineman.
I've seen the Generals getting after it last week. Who are they going?
I would say the Generals has a guy. I believe he played for the Rams for about 6 or 7 years. Man, I can't think of the name off the top of my head right now, but he's pretty good, and it shows why he was in the league for that long. Man, I can't remember that guy's name. But yeah, I would definitely say, in terms of an elite pass rusher, I would say the Generals has those guys, and even on our D line, so there's guys all in the spring league. It shows, it shows who's been there, it shows everything. So,
and who's I mean, what do you feel you have more difficulty with, like a big guy or a smaller guy off the edge?
I don't feel like I feel like before, I had a problem dealing with speed rushers, but I think now, there's a way to counteract everything, and I don't feel like, I have any weaknesses in that, I could always get better, technique wise. Everybody can, so, but I would definitely say, I learned how to adjust to a game and adjust to a person, as the game goes, as the quarter goes. So I don't feel like anything is hard enough, to defeat.
Well, how do you diagnose this stuff? I mean, how do you diagnose defenses? Is it something you watch a lot of film on? Is it like a tendency? How do you realize if they going for a blitz or they're going to be dropping in coverage? What how do you mentally diagnose that?
Man, you watch a lot of film. That's number one. A lot of film, man. I'm talking about hours and hours and hours. But number two is, you would definitely see what each player does, on the defensive line. You would see you would watch him for a couple quarters, and you would say, okay, this is what he does, because he goes back to a move at least 2 or 3 times a game. You could definitely depend on that move being, done against you. So you watch all of that. You watch your favorite move. Do they like to go underneath? Do they like to rush around the edge? Like the spin move? Do they like the bull rush? And once you basically stick to the basic rules. And that's gonna eliminate a lot of stuff. When defensive linemen get tired, or you take away all that stuff from them, they start bull rushing, and you know that it makes it easier because it's just one thing. That's the only thing they could do now. So that's pretty much how you diagnose it. And yeah, just watch everybody, watch your tendencies, write them down. Hey,
Yeah.
99 does this, 97 does, and
Trust
go.
it. Trust is the main thing. You got to trust them instincts, because once you start thinking too much, that's it. You just, it's usually that first instinct. You usually get it right the first time, but you know, just as humans, we're always second guessing things. It's just the
Oh
way
yeah,
it is. But if you did your homework and you watch that film, then all right, he's probably going to be doing this right now. That should get in. Do you feel you're a better pass blocker or a better run blocker?
I would say pass blocker. Playing in the arena league, that's 95% of what you're doing.
Yeah, it's
So,
all pass. Yeah.
oh, man, I can't even tell you pass blocking. Which is it's like second nature for me now.
And how did the arena must have made it like made you even more athletic? How did that amp up your game?
Uh, you know, there's definitely so the way how it works is, I don't know if you've probably seen it. It's basically three guys, on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So you kind of always have to set like a guard, like you're playing guard, because they're tight on you, they're right there on you, So it definitely it makes me better with my reaction time, uh, room for mistake. Basically, it shortens, the list shortens, because you can only, you don't really have any help. It's really all one-on-one blocking. So if you kind of mess up, you know, yeah, there's so the result of that. So it's
Half the field. So
yeah, yeah, so it's got to be, right off the rip, man. You got to know what you're doing right now. How am I going to kind of write this guy? It's way more, it's quicker than outdoor football. It's just like, where you said, ball's gone. It's not like outdoor. You kind of have to wait for a play to develop. Nah, got to be quick.
so after Brazil, when did COVID hit? Basically, what was the timeline for you?
So COVID basically hit when I got done playing with the Columbus Lions. This was 2019, and then in 2019, or the middle of 2019. Uh, you know, Going into December, uh, you're getting ready for camp because January, February, arena, season starts 2020, and you know, COVID literally hit. That's very same. I think it was maybe the week after or 2 weeks after. So basically, guys were literally, about to hop on the plane, to go to camp, and boom, everything shut down. No flights, none of that stuff. So we're all prepared. We're all ready to take on 2020, the season, and you know, man, that kind of hit. So it kind of sucked that way.
Well, how did you keep yourself in good condition during the pandemic?
Oh man, just a lot of running, a lot of lifting. Uh, people, a lot of people, kind of lock themselves up, sit inside, and that's cool. But you got to you're a human being, above anything else. So you want to stay active. You want to keep moving. You want to keep running. You want to keep eating right. You don't want to just be a slouch on the couch. So that's the biggest thing.
I mean, yeah, so many people are just dependent on the vaccine and this and that, and it's like,
Yeah.
go out, get some vitamin D, get in that sun. I spent a lot of time out in the woods last year. I was, that's supposed to, when they said, you can't go here, you can't go there, everything's locked down. I said, all right, I'm hitting the trails. I'm going out, I'm going hiking. If I can't be around nobody, then might as well be out in nature.
You got to get out, man. That's the number one thing, man. Being a human being is the number one. That'll save you. Eating right every day, sleeping right every day, working out. Eliminate all the toxins, man. There's no way you could lose. There's no way you could lose.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you could take anything away from the pandemic that was good, what is something you learned?
um, I would definitely say I think this last year I learned how to dig deep more than any other year because this was the year that make or break a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of business, etc., etc. So if this year you didn't do anything, if this year you didn't come out, you either failed this year or you came out a better person this year. And that, not to sound cliche, but that's really that's really the truth. And I feel like I came out better, especially with losing weight, managing everything, understanding how life works, from the ins and outs, of everything. So I definitely came out a better person. I would definitely say digging deep was a 2020 year.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you had no choice but to reflect. When you're stuck here and you're stuck there, you can't do the things you're used to doing. I mean, you have no choice but to say, all right, what can I, what's up with my life right now? How can I make things better? And
Yeah,
either you take the time to learn things, get your mind right, get your body right, like you said, lose some weight, get in better shape,
yeah,
or you just sit on the couch, get fatter, get drunker, whatever. It's no good. Unfortunately, a lot of people they might not have died of COVID, but they might die from some other things because they excess during the pandemic. But
exactly. That's what you can't fall, can't fall, into that trap, you know, something else is in the way. You gotta take extra to better yourself. The more than other people. Hey, life's not fair. Life doesn't owe you an explanation. You just got to go out there and get it. You just got to go out there and be a dog with it. So,
that's it, man. I mean, it sounds like you were doing the right things, and so you weren't in Brazil at the time. It was
no,
uh,
I wasn't. I
no,
was originally uh, about to sign with a team in Mexico with the LFA, but that was
yeah.
that was done as well. So you know, but yeah, I was back home. So
That's perfect. And like I said, I'm gonna link everything up, put it all together, try to get it out there. I got a good network out there on LinkedIn and all over. So, hopefully some more teams can see this, see your film and look at it. But, tell any scouts, GMs, coaches, NFL pro, any organization why you'd be a good fit for their team.
I would definitely be a good fit for your team because number one, I'm a student of the game. I love to learn. Number two, I can play all six positions, even tight end. So I feel like and I've been playing in so many different systems and so many different leagues. I feel like I understand the game inside out. And just what I bring to the table, is as that guy that can rotate on the offensive line, and understand and get in and learn the scheme quickly, and then do what I have to do, to make the line better and push somebody. I feel like that's really why any scout should definitely recruit me. And I've always been the underdog. I've always been the underdog, man. Coming out of a small school, went the JUCO route. I know how it is. I know how it is to be that last guy on the depth chart. I know how it is to be the kid that's not counted for. But with that being said, I fight. I scratch. I fight. I wait for the opportunity. Doesn't matter how long it takes. You know, to show them, hey, I could do this. I go in and I do it, man. With a smile on my face. If practice. With a
Absolutely.
smile on your face. That's how it is. That's the attitude you should attack life with every day, and that's how I attack football. That's how I attack being a dad with. That's how I attack. Just be the person. So
Gotta love it, man. If you don't love it, and you might as well do something else because
exactly.
I mean if you're doing it for the money, it never really works out that way. You got to have a passion for it. But tell
I,
anybody. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I mean, I would say this, especially coming from a small country, we had this wasn't even this wasn't even an opportunity for me, man. This was football. Like I said, I didn't even know what football was. Scholarships weren't available in a country like that. So this, to me, right now, is head and shoulders above what I've even asked for. You know what I'm saying? To even get a chance to even show, you know, what what I could do. Show Scouts what I could do and show people what I could do. I definitely put my country on the map. When I also shout out to Raheem Nunes Roches.
Oh
Give
yeah,
him time for the Bucks. He's believes in as well. He's doing some
he
things, and
played for Iowa, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
yeah. He's something special, man. So for us, man, coming from a country with 500,000 people and even making it this far is is a feat. So we keep scratching and keep fighting. That's what I pride myself on.
Well, I love that attitude, man. And I know coaches and scouts and all those guys, they like that attitude as well. Tell anybody where they could find you on social media.
On Twitter is Shaq Main Event. Uh, Instagram Belize Boy with BWOI. Uh, Facebook Shaq Wallen. That's pretty much it. Yeah, guys. Check out my stuff. Got some big things coming. I won't say what it is yet, but I do got some big things coming down the road. So yeah, man, tune in. Check it out, and yeah, let's keep
Well,
working.
I appreciate you coming on the show, man. Shaq Wallen, Spring League, Saturday night, right? 8 o'clock.
Yep, Saturday night, 8 o'clock.
Saturday night, Fox Sports 1. Check them out. Shaq Wallen, the Spring League. And I'll put you up on the site and get all your stuff up there and try to get your name out there even more, man. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Definitely appreciate it, man. Thank you for inviting me out. And yeah, keep doing what you do, man. This is, for guys like me. This is for guys like us, the underdogs, man.
Exactly. That's why I do it, man. Like I look forward to checking you out and send me those highlights and I'll link it all up, man. Shaq Wallen, Spring League. Look out for him. I think it's a big year for him, man. Good things coming for you, man. Appreciate you.
Definitely, man. I'll see you later. Thank you.
All right, have a good night.